Hi, welcome back to Musings with Jackie N. And this is my little spot where I just share with you the deep reflections that I have, whether it's through something I've read in the Bible, whether it's something from me doing a therapy session, or just plain old living life. It's just a place for people to come and to just hear maybe even some things that's crossed their mind and they just never talked about it, then maybe I can bring you some validation in that way. Today I want to discuss three things that happens when you constantly jump in, help out, even with the greatest intentions, and rescue people. Okay, there's things that some things I don't think are very obvious to us, and we don't realize the harm that can be coming from it. But just going to talk about it today. And then after I talk about it, it'll be another way of thinking about things. Okay. One of the first things that happens when you jump in and overhelp, and not intentionally are you doing this, but we don't realize that when we do that, we're harming people. We're robbing them of the opportunity of growth and development and everything that comes along with challenges in life. I do want you to understand that I'm not saying that you never help out, but I think sometimes the way that we tend to help is by taking over and we do too much. And other people's difficulties, problems, and challenges, we inherit them and they become ours. And then it comes to a certain point that they're not even working as hard as we are on their own stuff, right? So we don't want to rob people from the opportunity to gain wisdom and the knowledge that they need. And then not only that, each time a person is able to solve their own things makes them that much more prepared in the future when they run into other challenges. Okay. So we don't want to take that from people. We can be supportive, we can be uplifting, we can be encouraging, but by no means should we jump in and just take over. Many of you have already heard about like the butterfly and how it's able to survive in the wild, what it's able to do, because part of its struggle in the cocoon is to break free. That is what's building up the wings and giving the wings strength so that when it is free, it's able to fly. If not, it's grounded. And pretty much its life is pretty much over right as soon as it starts, not long after that, because it has to be able to do what it was created to do. But when we jump in and do things and we overdo it, we really are taking a person's ability to learn and fly on their own. A second thing that can come up as a byproduct of us helping too much, and we don't even realize this, and really we don't want this to happen, we don't realize it could happen, we can cause a person to become dependent upon us. Mhm. That's a big responsibility when you think about the fact that you have your own stuff, your own life, your own life's challenges to navigate, to think through, to work through the unexpected things that happen in our lives. Now, can you imagine having to manage that? And now, because somebody has become dependent upon you, you're pretty much in charge of their life too. So, the way that this dependency works is the more we jump in and we help, the less capable they feel. They feel diminished in their ability and they no longer believe that they can even solve their own problems. And they've grown accustomed to immediately turning to you and handing you all of their difficulties. In fact, we can also build up and create a very anxious person because then when they were at least going to think about trying to do something to help themselves, we kept rescuing them. Now they're fearful of failure. And let's face it, failure is part of life. That's how you and I got to where we are, right? But if we take that from people, we make them dependent upon us and we strip away their self confidence of being able to solve problems. And that's something that's very unintentional. Nobody means to do that, but it definitely can and will happen when we keep rescuing people. Obviously, a third thing as a result of the first two is it's unhealthy for you. It will wear you out, it will stress you out. Nobody needs the care of the world upon their shoulders, like I said earlier, while they're doing life. So you'll find yourself stressed and you won't even have the strength for what you need strength for in your own life. You'll find yourself being short patient and short tempered with people that need you because you're so consumed and overwhelmed with other people's stuff. And guess what? After a while, you'll also realize those people aren't even working as hard on their own life as you are because they know you got it and that it always works out with you. So you'll wear yourself out. That's the third one. The bonus that I want to give you out of those three things. Now, here's just a bonus. I want you to think about this. This is something for your reflection. Do you see that you have a pattern where you feel the need to step in and take care of and rescue people? That you don't feel like you're being effective in life or that your life is meaningful unless you're doing something and you're always bailing people out and helping them and solving all their problems. If you find that that is a pattern, that's something for you to look into and think about. Think about why. Why are you doing that? Where did it start? How did it begin? And where did you get that message from? That you would have such a burdensome task that would stress you out, such as taking care of other people and their lives and their problems. I want you to really think about that. It's so interesting to me that sometimes the very things in nature operate with more survival skills than we do as human beings. This is the perfect time of year. We're in the fall, and this is the time of year that people love seeing in certain part of the United States. They love seeing the fall foliage, like the trees just changing colors. So beautiful, right? Well, what you're seeing is a process of survival for that tree. See, it knows that when the temperatures, everything's starting to change, the tree has to divert how it's going to use its resources because things have to change if it's going to survive a harsh winter and come back in the spring. And so the way that it has to do that is it has to conserve its resources and it's not going to be sending all of that resources out to those leaves. So the leaves stop getting all of the resources, they die off and they fall. So you got these bare trees, but they're surviving because all the resources are kept where they need to be. So it needs to survive. We need to do the same thing too. We need to learn, even if you have begun this process and you're kind of in too deep and you don't know how to get out of getting people from being your responsibility, I'm going to give you one little small hint before I let you go. Start giving them small tasks that's their responsibility. In other words, if they come to you, hey, and they start giving you all this stuff, you can ask a question back. And you can say, okay, I hear what's going on, but what steps have you already taken? If they haven't taken any, what do you think should be your next step? Because at the end of the day, if you kind of made them dependent upon you, you got some work to do. You can't get frustrated and just cut them off. You're going to be responsible for teaching them everything that you've done and what you know so that they're able to do it. So you start out by giving them some responsibility in that situation. And that is how, with boundaries, you can still assist, but you're making them do the work. If you see that they missed a step or something they didn't think of, it's okay to help and support in that manner. But you don't want to take over, jump in, and do everything, and they don't know how to do anything. So hopefully that does help you today. So as I say, at the end of all my videos, is that you're an answer. You're an answer to this world and the people in it. Everybody needs somebody, and you are an answer for someone. I want you to know that you're capable. It doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done, or anything that's happened in your life. You're still valuable and you can still help someone. So, until the next time I see you in a video, I definitely, definitely want you to take care of yourself.